Our first appearance by a left-hander, Brad Snell. The highest other left-hander finish we've had during the year was by Jimmy Hughes. Snell, left lane, outside line. Pretty good way to start as we see Tom Milton, the veteran in this match, who is somewhat recovering from a back injury that he has been holding him back for a year and a half and undergoing treatment. Plays the big hook ball from the center of the lane, medium speed. Dick, a pretty good start. Both players starting with strikes.
Well, let's take a look at the profile of Tom Milton. 5-step delivery. Very low backswing. Hip high. Good knee bend. Good extension. What's great speed. Everything's perfect.
Milton, who won 3 PBA titles in 1983 and almost $100,000, he was 99,000 plus, is a streak bowler. As you look at that little guide mechanism he has on his right finger, hopes to start with a double.
You know, that little guide on his finger keeps his finger from slipping off that ball. Very important to him.
Good point, Dick, as you see the wide sweep of Tom Milton. That big hook ball, when controlled, can overpower those 3 pound, 6, 7, and 8 ounce pins. Now here's Brad Snell up on the approach, the extreme outside line, needing a strike to even the match.
Just nudged the 6-pin a little bit there.
3-pin going to the sideboard. Snell hoping for a trip 6, which all the pro bowlers, if they can carry the high hit, always do extremely well. And Dick, this is a fellow that you know from the Midwestern region, one of your stars.
Yes, he was bowler of the year in 1986 and 84, and he's a tremendous individual, does a lot of work for the Professional Bowler Association. Here's the profile. You notice that he pushes out with the first step. Shoulder high backswing, closes his shoulders as he comes through for the follow through. Good knee bend, good extension. Very, very important for a bowler to score with a good knee bend and good extension, don't you think, Bo?
Very much so, Dick. And he credits the late Paul Krumsky from Chicago of actually forcing him to have that deep knee bend at the foul line, and it's very advantageous. High hit goes a little bit high, breaks up the 4, 6, 7, 10, and Dick, the left-handers told me that lane 13 into Don Carter's here hooks a little bit more for them. The right-handers say that lane 14 hooks a little bit more. So we have 2 different types of styles, lefties and righties, cranker players and down and in players, and they must all play a little bit of a different line.
And converts this 4-7 spare without any trouble.
Today's first breakdown, $6,000 for the loser of this match. The winner goes on for a chance at $27,000. As you see, 7, 8, 14 for the remaining other 2 spots. The champion, $27,000 at stake. Rick Steelsmith, who is eligible for the Firestone Tournament Champions, would be his first appearance, but he has won the ABC Masters title. He'll be coming up next. Now here's Tom Milton, 2 strikes working, leads by 12. So far, that big hook ball working right in the pocket.
You know, Bo, I coached with this individual all the week. I was amazed at the amount of slow speed that he used. But I asked him, I says, anytime you get in trouble, what happens? And he says, well, I have a woman coach back in St. Petersburg, and her name is Arlene Levine. And he says, when I get in trouble, she can spot my immediate trouble immediately and correct it immediately, and that's why I'm bowling good this week.
Well, I'm sure Arlene's proud of his start so far. Perfect through 3. Strikes in a row, and we'll be back in a minute with Tom Milton having a big 32-pin lead. A little bit about the lane condition.
Well, Bo, the PBA procedure is where we clean each day and then we redress the lanes with dressing, and we dress 25 feet across the lane, and then buff to 45 feet, and then this area here is all dry. So the bowler wants to get the correct angle on the dressing and the slide area to make that ball charge into that pocket to carry the 10 pins.
Okay, and right now Tom Milton has found the right line. He has 4 in a row. Brad Snell coming up in the 4th frame is in arrears by 32. Needs to get a few strikes working. Gets a good break, Dick. He crosses over to the right-hander's side and avoids the split, has a strike to work with. Maybe that'll loosen him up.
You know, sometimes that can reverse an action, too. It's a good break for Brad Snell, and it's sort of aggravation to Tom Milton because of the break, but it can loosen a fellow up getting that kind of a break.
Brad Snell in the 42nd game last night defeated Anderson to get in the top 5, and he was very tentative at the start of the match, as he's doing so against Tom Milton, and came on very strong in the 9th and 10th frames with clutch strikes. Let's see if he can push Milton a little bit here with a double. There you go. He's off and running. Took advantage of that good break.
Like I say, look, he loosened him up a little bit, Bo, and here's the hit. Here's the hit, a real light hit, throwing the 5-pin and head pin to the right, carrying out the 6 and the 10. Good reaction.
And he likes it, taking advantage of that double. Now Tom Milton, who uses that, once again, that little guide piece on his finger to actually point it towards his target line, hold on to the outer surface of the ball. He tucks that pinky finger, gives him a better grip. 4 strikes in a row, going for 5. Saws that 5 out, Dick.
Yes, he certainly did. He threw it to the sideboard over the left side.
Reaches down to pick up a little something off the approach as you see the ball coming in the 1-3. Watch the actions. It drills the 5 out over into the 4-7 zone. Tom Milton has started with 5 strikes in a row. He's put Brad Snell behind by 32 pins through 5 frames, as Milton's taking a little more time to collect his thoughts. And when he snapped his hands together, Dick, it looked like he either knocked his watch off or something he had, and he had to reach down and put it back on.
Took the re-rack, which of each PBA member is allowed 3 re-racks in the individual game. There again, Bo, leaving the weak 10, as we call it. 6-pin setting in the gutter.
Well, he gave it a go. He sent the ball wide as he picks up a low-friction polyester bowling ball. He's using a polyurethane bowling ball for his first shot, as all the other pros. Has finger grippers in there just to hold on to it. This ball will hopefully slide a little more down the lane and control that big hook. Very important to just use minimum power on spare shots. And he makes it. Nicely. Brad Snell, who has won 9 regional tournaments, my co-host here, Dick Weber, the Midwestern Regional Director, one of the 7 regions in the PBA's country, needs to get a few more strikes here to going to press Tom Milton. He trails by 31. A strike here would cut it to 21.
Made the pro adjustment, Bo, but left that weak 7, the frame before on that particular lane. He went to the right side, the Brooklyn side, as we call it, for him.
Well, he took advantage of the break with a double. He quickly up to convert the 7-pin, wiping the rosin off his ball. With the spare, he would once again trail by 32. Brad Snell said he used to pull up at the foul line, and through some professional coaching, as you see him putting some rosin on the bowling ball, and that kind of ties in with our bowling tip of the week, why pros do it and what the legitimacy of that is for both amateurs and pros. Brad Snell got all his background in the regional program, won 9 regionals, and now feels he's ready for the pro tour. Looks real good. That strike there, 32-pin lead for Tom Milton. We'll be back to see if Snell can close the gap after this. A announcing partner has a vested interest in the son of the great Dick Weber, Pete Weber, who will bowl the winner of this match in the second match today.
Well, yes, Bo, I might say, just like your father's very proud of you, I'm very proud of Pete. He's done a great job for us, and I think he's got a lot more years to go and a lot of championships to go.
All right, Tom Milton with a commanding 32-pin lead started the match with 5 strikes in a row. Left the 10-pin in the 6th frame. Now up in the 7th, leads Brad Snell by 32. Championship round that he liked to play it safe in the early going, but not to be here as you take a look at his profile footwork. He takes that very short steps to start approach and getting the job done properly today. A very diligent young man, very persistent and very precise as he has a chance to open up a commanding 42-pin lead.
And with his expression that after that shot, boy, he was surprised that the ball held that much, but must have had enough speed on it to make it hold.
Good point, Dick. 8th frame. What a good break. The ball looks like it's going high for a split. Tom Milton trips the 4 out with a 2-pin. Has opened up a lead that Brad Snell cannot afford to let get any higher. It's coming up the 8th frame. Snell has a possible 247 right now. Milton going at a 249 pace. It's must-strike time for Brad Snell. And a little bit of disturbance in the crowd, but we've had a pretty wild crowd here all week. Dick, remember last night when your son Pete was charging, they were yelling Pete, Pete, Pete.
Yes.
As you see some of the top money winners so far for the year. Bob Benoit on the strength of that 300 game at the Quaker State. Monticelli, 39,000. Mark Roth, who did not compete the last couple of weeks because of a sore wrist, rounds out the top 5. Now Snell back up on the approach. Must strike. Sometimes there's reciprocity in this game, Dick. If you remember the last game, Anderson needed a strike to put Snell on the ropes and qualify for the top 5. He left a solid 7. Right now, the undoing of Brad Snell is that solid 7 here in the 8th frame. Still has a chance, but is becoming more slim by the moment.
The nasty old 7-pin, the same as the nasty old 10-pin for the right-hander. And picks it up nicely. Brad Snell, you know, Bo, is a very unusual type of delivery with the 5 steps. He'll walk anywhere from 8 to 9 boards to the right and then slide back 5 to 7 boards to the left. Not recommended to a lot of people, but it fits Brad Snell's game, so if you like it, try it.
It's working, and he needs a strike here to stay in the match.
Another solid 7.
Once again, we haven't seen many solid taps here at Don Carter Kendall Lanes this week. The lanes are normal construction. As you look at the line, the style of Brad Snell from our rear view camera. Excellent shot here by producer Bob Kelly. The arm close to the body. And I say again, producer Bob Feller. Snell in trouble here. Best he could shoot is 216. Right now, Tom Milton has a potential 279. He had a 300 game earlier this week, and we know that big strike ball of his, when it gets cooking, is very, very tough on the pins.
His speed also helps him carry better than other bowlers too, Bo.
Well, with that strike, he locks up the match. Dick, he's going to be well up in the 200s as he has a 53 pin.